Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to Mock Draft Monday. I'm your pal, Adam Rank, and we're going to be going through a mock draft. Now, I know a lot of you are going to be like, hey, it's June. Why are you doing a mock draft so early? Well, guess what? It's my job. So I don't know what to tell you. It's my job. This is what I do. Listen, I know a lot of you, there are people out there who are like, yeah, I don't watch college basketball until March. And then you go out there and you blow all your money in the first couple of days of the March Madness tournament. If you want to be that person, be that person. It's perfectly fine with me, but I love fantasy football. I want to get a jump on the competition. I'm going to go through as many mock draft scenarios between now and late August. I want to do it as much as possible because I like this shit. So I hope you do too. Thank you for coming in here. For those of you that are here, I know I'll get roasted in a moment. Nobody's here. I got 3 people watching. I don't care, dog. We're here having a good time. We're going to do things a little bit differently. Normally, I will just present a mock draft to you, and I'll be like, this is how it turned out. What do you think? We're going to do one live here for a moment. I'm going to let some people kind of catch up and get into it here, but you know what? F those people. You're here, so that's why we need to do this. I will crowdsource as many of these as possible so we can get a number of different perspectives, get some thoughts going on this. I am going to flip the screen here for a second. Boom. All right. So we are going to be using the Fantasy Pros setup here, their mock draft, whatever their thing is, their draft, whatever, their mock drafts. They're fine. I know, I think NFL.com, I think our mock drafts are going to be up soon if they're not. But listen, NFL is not giving me a podcast. So listen, if they want to, I'll happily use their app. But we're going to be using, by the way, anybody who's out there with Fantasy Pros, can I get the premium? Can you guys, I'll buy it, whatever. But I'm not using your guys' premium. I'm sorry. That's where I draw the line. Let's do 12 team. We'll start from 101 and we'll go, actually, you know what? That's weak. Let's make it a little bit difficult. What's the worst draft position we can have? 10? 10 seems about awful enough. Not quite at the turn. All right, let's go 10. Let's start this 12 teams. Hope you guys can see this well enough. Let's go. 1 quarterback, 2 running backs, 2 receivers, a tight end. We'll do 1 flex, not a super flex, no kickers. We're going Younghoe Koo. So it doesn't matter. Or Rodrigo Blankenship. I don't need to show you who my kickers are. All right, let's start our draft. See how this goes. My stuff is blowing up. And boom, we're going to start this draft. I could probably take this full. Let's take it full. Let's see how this goes. By the way, if you ever want to do it, this is what, listen, I get no money from Fantasy Pros yet. No. I get no money from Fantasy Pros, but I just like the way that these are set up. You're not competing against anybody. You're going against a computer, but it does give you a little bit of time and to look over what has happened so far in the draft. Now, being here at the number 10 spot, going into the draft, I would want to take Travis Kelce with my first pick. 7% of experts agree on this. Derrick Henry's gone. Saquon Barkley falls to number 5. Ezekiel Elliott, Aaron Jones, Jonathan Taylor. There's going to be a lot of run on running backs early on. And I'm not necessarily a, what you would call somebody who's a zero RB. Like, I'm not a hardcore zero RB person. I'm a Jace. You know what? I'm zero RB a Jace. But at the same time, you know what? I think this is going to be a pretty good year for this to happen because I really do believe that what we're going to be seeing is with the 17-game schedule, there's going to be a lot of different running backs out there. What's up, Jay? Dude, you know what? Jay, if I send you an email, do you want to join? Let's see if I can join you. I got your email, whatever. I'm going to talk through this real quick. If I can bring you on, Jay, I will give it a shot. But I'm going to telling people right now, I think the first strategy is that we can go zero RB a Jace. We don't need to necessarily look at all these RBs. We're going to see a lot of guys who will have the ability to, we're going to see a lot of guys who have the ability to go out there and we'll find other guys who we can fill in the running back position later. So without further ado, what's up, Heidi? Good to see you. I'm gonna go Travis Kelce here. Here we go. So let's go Travis Kelce. I'm going to lock in Travis Kelce. I think this is going to be a big year for the Kansas City Chiefs. I think we're going to have a lot of opportunity to fill in the wide receiver position and, get a chance to get some guys in there that we would normally not have. Guys like A.J. Dillon and some other guys who would be able to go out there and we would be able to get in to our deal. Sorry about that. I am JICU, by the way. Okay, so we got Travis Kelce, and I think that's a pretty good spot to go with him right there. I like that. I like going tight end because, again, I think the drop-off from Travis Kelce to the rest of the tight ends, it's going to be it's still a little severe. As much as I love my guy George Kittle. I love Darren the Baller Waller. I think all those guys can be, I don't know. I just think Kelce's going to be huge this year. So I'm going to go with Travis Kelce right there. Give me a moment. Let me see if I can bring in Jay. If I can add him to the stream. Can I hear you? Can you hear me? Can I hear you?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I got you. So Jay, welcome to the show. Real quick, we're going Travis Kelce with this when the 110. How do you like that pick?
110. I don't have any issue with it, man. I mean, he scores the same way as a top tier wide receiver. So I mean, I've got no issue with it at all.
Yeah, and I think we can go ahead and plug in some of the wide receivers. I think right here in this spot too, Joe Mixon went off the board, Nick Chubb, Cam Akers 202. We're going to see a lot. I think Cam Akers is probably this year's Miles Sanders. So I'm concerned about it. And not to where I would just rather take a wide receiver that I feel a little bit more comfortable with this year. So let's talk about Stephon Diggs, DeAndre Hopkins, AJ Brown, the three guys who are suggested here for us. Which way are you leaning? I'm saying we're going wide receiver, but which one of these wide receivers would you look at? Even though Austin Eckler is also what am I trying to say? He's also an option, but where would you go here?
If I'm choosing, I'm thinking Stephon Diggs, man. The reason being is because he's going to continue to get all those targets. I know they just brought in Emmanuel Sanders, but to me, I think he's probably going to be the safest. I know Hop's got crazy hands, and Eckler, of course, is going to be getting a lot of feed out of the backfield. But my opinion, I'd go Diggs.
Okay. And by the way, are you at work right now? Is that what I'm seeing?
I certainly am.
What do you rent cars at Enterprise? What's going on? No, I'm just kidding. I love it. No, thanks for dropping in. Impromptu. Just like, hey, you were here. And I'm like, okay, you beat Heidi by about a minute, or otherwise I would have invited her in. Next time, Heidi, we'll bring you in. So I like Stephon Diggs. I think that, God damn it, I want to go AJ Brown. I really do. Let me ask you this. I know that Julio's going to be there, but we also have to remember Corey Davis is gone, and I think Josh Reynolds is fine. But Corey Davis is gone. Jonnu Smith is gone. I think that Julio comes in and takes the production that Jonnu had, and I think that he's a bigger presence, and I think A.J. Brown ends up having a bigger year. Am I wrong?
Man, that's a really good point. He's also going to be – Julio's going to take a lot of double team off of him too, so I can't – see, between those three, I can't really get mad at you on any of those that you could pick. But, I mean, my opinion is Diggs, but
yeah.
You just pushed AJ Brown ahead of Hop for me, so it'd be Diggs, Brown, Hopkins.
Okay, well I appreciate your opinion. I'm gonna overrule you here.
It's your show.
I'm gonna go AJ Brown. I'm sorry. Plus I want to be hot takey when I'm posting this thing. By the way, I hope everybody can see this at home as you're watching this unfold. We're doing it live. I haven't rehearsed this. We're just a couple of guys having a good time. Now, this is interesting right here. So we have A.J. Brown. We're obviously not going to stack Julio with him. Najee Harris went 304. Darren the Baller Waller, Allen Robinson, J.K. Dobbins, DeAndre Swift. I don't know if we can see who is drafted. Here's the draft board real quick. Let me bring that up just so everybody can kind of get a little bit of a sense of what we're working with here. Boom, there's the draft board. So Antonio Gibson was somebody that I would like to look at in the third round. we're still, you know what? Because we have Travis Kelce, I still think that we're pretty comfortable going wide receiver in this spot. What's up, Luis? Thank you for joining the show or for joining us here. Don't be afraid to shout out some answers. If you guys want to go a certain way, I see David Montgomery is going to be available there. Mike Evans, Julio, Amari Cooper, Chris Godwin. Clyde Edwards-Helaire is somebody who's very interesting to me. I think people are undervaluing him this year. What are your thoughts on CEH?
I think CEH is going to ball out. I think he's going to do a hell of a lot better than he did last season. I think they're going to give him a lot more dump passes. I think he's going to get the ball handed off to him a lot more. I think they're going to trust him a lot more this year. I wanted to ask you with Antonio Gibson. I'll be right with you. With Antonio Gibson.
Oh my God. You have a customer?
They can wait, man. This is more important.
Oh my God.
Antonio Gibson, how are you feeling about his toe?
Yeah, I'm really scared about it. That is the one thing that concerns me when I'm looking at this board is Antonio Gibson. If he's fine in training camp, I'm happy to go with him.
Right.
Otherwise, this is going to be a situation where I might have to pass on him, even though I don't want to.
Yeah.
I love his talent. But you got to go take care of your customer.
Well, I think before I go, I think CEH is a really good pick here. I think it's pretty much a steal at the end of the third round. So I'd go with him. And don't forget about that game, man. October 10th. I got you.
All right. Hey, can I fly my... Yeah, okay. I'll catch up with you later. All right. Thank you. Thanks for the input.
I appreciate you having me, buddy.
Okay. Thank you so much. I don't know how to get rid of you either.
I'll leave. Bye.
Okay. That'll be great. Thank you. We're going to go Clyde Edwards-Helaire. Boom. We'll put him in that draft board right there. And if you look at the guys who went after Clyde Edwards-Helaire, that was fun. Yeah. Okay. So we're starting to get a couple of people in here. By the way, when I bring myself back on camera, let me do a quick plug for anybody here who's watching the show, who's a Chicago Bears fan. We're keeping it 100, by the way. Draft Dr. Phil, his show. It's amazing. Let me put that draft board back up. By the way, keeping it 100. So we took Clyde Edwards-Helaire. I'm sitting here in Bears gear, hoping that David Montgomery was going to fall back around to me. And we went into this draft, and one of the things I talked about right off the top was that how I was hoping to kind of go zero RB, or not necessarily zero RB, but zero RB at Jace, and starting to take some risk at the wide receiver position, letting the running backs fall the way that they do. But I'm looking at this board, and I see that Chris Carson has fallen. Now, Chris Carson to me is one of the more interesting players in all of football because he gets this reputation of being injury prone, which I don't think is necessarily fair. Let me see. Oh, hey, there's me again. I don't think it's necessarily fair that Chris Carson is deemed as a injury prone kind of guy because you look at his production, it's been really good over the last number of years. So I think it's kind of a disservice when we throw Chris Carson and people try to avoid him. And I think in the fourth round, it's a fantastic value. And I would certainly be looking at him. And you look at some of the guys who came off the board, David Montgomery, Miles Sanders, all those guys. I think if I could have gone wide receiver right there. I guess the only one I really would have missed out on is Mike Evans. So why don't I bring this back around? Whoa. See, I'm sorry. I'm working with the toggle. So I please forgive me. This is my first time doing it like this. So I hope it doesn't become too distracting or anything like that. Let's take a look. So if we go, there's some good wide receiver values after we get past, Julio, we're not going to take because we're not going to double up with A.J. Brown. Amari Cooper, I would rather have CeeDee Lamb. Chris Godwin, great wide receiver. I'm not afraid to have him. Bobby Trees, CeeDee Lamb, DJ Moore. Deontay Johnson, obviously Adam Thielen's there, Cooper Kupp. Kenny Galladay is in there. I'm starting to get a little concerned with the wide receiver position, although we do have Travis Kelce, and I don't think it should be that big of a deal. So I'm with you. I'm sorry, I was reading Tea Time's comment. I don't know how to fly those either. I got to really get better at StreamYard. So I'm sitting, this is more time that we would be allotted if we were doing this live, but let's just talk through it. So we got Travis Kelce, we got A.J. Brown, we got Clyde Edwards-Helaire. I'm having a hard time. You know what? I'm having a hard time not taking Chris Godwin there. So Chris Godwin comes out the board. Travis Etienne is a very good pick right there. I really like that spot. And you know what? This would have been one of those drafts. We're way too far away to really be dreaming of Chris Carson coming back to us. But if you look at some of the wide receivers who would have been available to us, if we would have gone running back, let's say we would have taken Chris Carson, who fell down the board. By the way, I would take Chris Carson over James Robinson. I would probably take him over. Mike Davis is a pretty good call too. But the thing is, here are the wide receivers. So if we would have gone with if we would have gone running back, I think the wide receivers that we're looking at right now, Brandon Ayuk, Odell Beckham Jr., T. Higgins, Jamar Chase, Cortland Sutton. I'm really comfortable with a lot of those. I might have a little bit of buyer's remorse looking at that spot. So I think that, oh no, is the board blurry? I'm the worst. All right, well, let me take the board off. I'm sorry, people. I'm glad you told me, though, because I would have felt like a fool. I would have felt like a fool had I been sitting there just putting that board up there. I'll try to, I don't know, we'll get better graphics at some point. I don't know. I'll figure this out. Maybe I should have used the NFL.com app. Serves me right for going with Fantasy Pros. But anyways, I think with the board looking the way that it was, Brandon Ayuk is somebody who I'm very interested in this year. But you know what? We really don't know. I really think that George Kittle is going to come back and end up being the number one receiving option for that team, even though I like Brandon Ayuk. I think if Ayuk is still around after we take our next pick, we might look at him because we still have Myles Gaskin, Kareem Hunt, who I love, Melvin Gordon, Chase Edmonds, and then Brandon Ayuk. We're still looking at tier 6 guys. Raheem Mostert is another guy. Kyle Pitts has actually lasted all the way to the 4th round. Actually, excuse me. This is the 5th round. Excuse me. So Kyle Pitts, 5th round. So if anybody was looking at not taking a tight end early, what we're starting to see is Kyle Pitts could be available in the 5th round. I expect that ADP to kind of shift a little bit as we get closer to draft day, as a lot of people start putting the momentum behind Kyle Pitts. But looking at this team, and again, the basic setup is 2 receivers, 2 running backs, and 1 flex. So it's not going to hurt us to go with a running back, or excuse me, it's not going to hurt us to go to the wide receiver here. I'm going to go with Kareem Hunt. That's where I want to go. I think the Cleveland Browns are going to be taking a lot of opportunity to run the football this year. The Cleveland Browns have the best offensive line according to Pro Football Focus, which means they're going to run. I love Nick Chubb, but I think Kareem Hunt brings an extra element as an RB2 with a guy that we're going to be pairing with Clyde Edwards-Helaire. And again, we're going to start loading up at the wide receiver or at the running back position as we move through this a little bit more. And again, I apologize if the board was a little bit blurry. Can we get the board back? Listen, it was blurry to some people. Maybe if you're on a phone, it's not as good. All right, let's bring the board back as well. It is a little blurry, but you know what? I'm going to walk you through it. So Lamar Jackson is that purple square, followed by Odell Beckham Jr., Brandon Ayuk, Jamar Chase. Jamar Chase! I am really verklempt right there. I am really bummed out that we did not get Jamar Chase. Myles Gaskin is on the board. Again, I don't know why people are going to be sleeping on Myles Gaskin or Melvin Gordon. Chase Edmonds is there. If we needed again, it's surprising to me to see how far Kyle Pitts is falling. I don't anticipate that during our actual drafts this year. So at the wide receiver position, we have T. Higgins, Cortland Sutton, DJ Chark, Chase Claypool, Juju, Robbie Anderson, Debo, Will Fuller, Tyler Boyd. You know what? Again, I came into this draft thinking that I was going to be looking at a lot of, I was going to be looking at a lot of wide receivers and maybe taking an opportunity to go out there. Boom. There, let's put my face out there. I was going to take an opportunity to go for a lot of wide receivers. I was talking about being 0 RB at Jace, and that's what I intended to do. But the way the board is falling to me right now, and I see Myles Gaskin there, I don't love him as much as I love Raheem Mostert, but I really do feel that Trey Sermon is going to end up being a guy who's going to be causing us a lot of problems. So let's go with Myles Gaskin. Let's assume Myles Gaskin is going to be the pick right there. The next pick right after that was Chase Edmonds, followed by Mike Gesicki. Mike Gesicki going ahead of Kyle Pitts. Javonte Williams is another guy. Gosh dang it. Why didn't I take fudge. Okay, already a mistake. Not taking Javonte Williams. Wow. Him going off the board in the 6th round. He goes 608. That's about right. I don't know what I was thinking. Chase Claypool, Tyler Boyd, Justin Herbert. Raheem Mostert goes at 612. That was followed by Aaron Rodgers, Cortland Sutton, Juju Smith-Schuster, Debo, Zach Moss. These must be one of the Majouks are here. Russell Wilson, Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts coming off the board, 707. DJ Chark, Brandon Cooks. Now, because we have A.J. Brown and Chris Godwin, and I don't think that Tom Brady, was Tom Brady drafted? All right, we're going to be looking at Tom Brady. So how many teams need quarterbacks right now? 1, 2, so boom, boom. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 10 teams. So there's 2 of us who need quarterbacks. The 2 best quarterbacks remaining, Tom Brady, Matthew Stafford, Ryan Tannehill. Now, we have Chris Godwin. We have A.J. Brown. So the quarterbacks we're going to be targeting are going to be Tom Brady, Ryan Tannehill. This is going to be a standoff with me and the other manager to be the first one to blink who's going to be drafting a quarterback. There's obviously no need to draft a quarterback at this spot because I'm going to get one of those guys. And if you look at the tier that's available, and this is for a lot of people whenever you're drafting quarterbacks, whenever you're drafting quarterbacks, one of the things you need to remember, look at the board. We see that there's 10 quarterbacks off the board. So we're fine. We're not going to miss out on one of these top tier quarterbacks unless people start taking backup quarterbacks. You might see it this year because of the 17 game schedule, but I don't anticipate that being a problem. Tom Brady, Matt Stafford, Ryan Tannehill, or Joe Burrow, like of those 4 guys, we're not missing out on one of those players. Even if we wanted to go Trevor Lawrence, even if we wanted to go Baker Mayfield, like we're fine. We're not drafting a quarterback for a long time. And we're going to make, if Tom Brady comes off the board, I might be forced into taking Ryan Tannehill. But for right now, we're going to avoid that. Looking at some of the comments here, Chark. Yeah, are you over DJ because of last year? You know what? You know what's funny is I'm not over DJ. I'm going to throw the board back up here for a second so I can read these questions and not look off screen all the time. You know what? I like DJ more. I think he's going to be fine this year. I don't get burned year to year. I try not to have that hang over me. Chark is great. Connor is great. A lot of RB value. I agree with you, Lee. There's a lot of good running backs available. Gaskin in the 6th round. It is a nice value. I would have liked Javonte Williams. God, it's probably better off having Gaskins. But tea time. Am I reading that right? Tea time, the time? Is it tea time? There are actually 9 quarterbacks out there. Did I miscount that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. No, because Mahomes went in the 2nd round. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Nope, you're right. Okay. Well, we're going to end up with one of those studs. Maybe once Brady comes off the board or something like that, maybe we'll bite. God, do I want Brady? Maybe I am going to jump in on a quarterback here. No. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. That's crazy. So Melvin Gordon, to answer the question of tea time, we think Javonte Williams is going to take over like Jonathan Taylor did last year. So I'm not going in on Melvin Gordon. I'm not going in on Ronald Jones. Damian Harris is fine. But we have 3 running backs already. It's time to start addressing the wide receiver position. Maybe taking a reach on one of these guys like Robbie Anderson, like Will Fuller. But you know what? Because of everything that's going on. Oh, do I want to do... What do you guys think? Jerry Jeudy? I kind of want to go Jerry Jeudy just in case Aaron Rodgers gets traded there, which I think is highly unlikely. Noah Fant, James Conner, Michael Carter, still available. I'm loving some of these players. Am I going to go off the board? Am I going to go a la carte? God damn, I want Michael Carter. I don't want to do it yet. Robbie Anderson, not doing that. Will Fuller. Do we have 2 Miami guys? No, we've got Gaskin, so I don't want to go there. Curtis Samuel, Jarvis Landry, Devonta Smith, Devontae Parker. Man, I want... Do I want Will Fuller? We're not going to be playing Will Fuller all the time. You know what? I'll tell you what. We're going to go Will Fuller, and I'll tell you what. I know, again, not necessarily wanting to stack my Miami Dolphins, but because this team is 2 wide receivers, 2 running backs. Oh, that's so funny. I'm having trouble following the cursor. So one of the reasons is because we have 2 running backs, 2 wide receivers, we're already going to be going with A.J. Brown and Chris Godwin as our top 2 receivers. We've got Clyde Edwards-Helaire and Kareem Hunt. So now we're drafting a little bit for depth. Myles Gaskin is a great option at the flex spot. Will Fuller, there's going to be some crush matchups. You know, Will Fuller's good for about, what, 8 games this year? So why not go out there and take him and then just disperse him when appropriate? Like if the Jets, the Jets could be better this year. Their defense, Robert Saleh could get that defense rolling. And at that point, you know what? We might go with both those guys. There's going to be some crush matchups for the Dolphins. Then we could kind of stack those guys. But at the same time, we're just looking at great values right now. I think Will Fuller to me is a better value than Robbie Anderson, because I think Terrace is going to end up being the guy who's the number 2 receiving option behind DJ Moore in Carolina. I think he moves past Robbie Anderson. So for me, I think it was a pretty good idea to go with those guys, but we come back around. We missed out on Melvin Gordon. We didn't want Melvin Gordon. We didn't want Ronald Jones. We don't necessarily want Robbie Anderson. Antonio Brown is still there. I could really do something stupid here, which is my way. Not a quarterback taken, so we're pretty comfortable. All the teams that need quarterbacks are in front of us, though, so we could end up in a little bit of harm's way. So let me pull back the board. Let me pull up the board once again. Yeah, I agree with you, Lee. If it rhymes with booty, I'm all for it. There you go. Please don't choose Michael Carter. Wait a minute. Okay, so listen. If you're upset, I know a lot of people like to go back to the 49ers 3-13 thing. I was pretty good last year with Justin Jefferson. I was pretty good with Aaron Rodgers. There's a number of them. I was actually crushing it last. My draft, if you go back to my League One draft 2 years ago, and my drafts last year, killed it. We're looking forward to this year. Damian Harris is actually a pretty nice value. David Johnson, don't want. Dallas Goedert, don't want. Fournette, don't want. You know what? Michael Carter. Who was it? Where's our Jets fan? Jay Works. Come on. Let's take Michael Carter. Let's throw off this board. You know what? Because here's my thing. And this is one of the philosophies I want to impart on a lot of you. I'm looking at the board right now. I could go with Devonta Smith, which might actually be the better play here. Fuck. I really should. All right. I've already talked. Okay, Joe Works. I do like Robbie Anderson. I just like some of the other options there. It's no disrespect to Robbie Anderson, who I think is a fantastic player, but we're going to go Devonta Smith. Let's get another receiver. And then watch me freak out. Oh, there goes Michael Carter. 907. And Jeff Wilson? These are the Adam Rank All-Stars. Oh, son of a B. I know I just dropped the F word earlier. So Marquise Hollywood Brown is available. Love it. Okay, so let's go through that. So Devonta Smith, Damian Harris went right after. Jerry Jeudy, David Johnson, Leonard Fournette, Trey Sermon. Jesus Christ. Jay Sermon is now going in the 8th round. By the way, pun intended. I'm going to take the pun intended there. If we have the ability to do, oh, dude. Oh, you know who I see on my board? Okay, let's, no quarterbacks off the board. I might swing around. I might take Brady. I don't need to take Brady here because Lamar and Josh Allen are gone. It's starting to get a little late for Tom Brady. Oh my gosh. Or do I want Tannehill? Oh, it's interesting to me. All right, we're not drafting one of these tight ends. Okay, let's talk through this. A.J. Dillon, I love this season, by the way. A.J. Dillon, Gus Edwards, or Nyheim Hines, when we're playing the 0 RB strategy, or guys that I really want to go with. Jamal Williams, Tariq Cohen. Phil Lindsay, I would have loved, but now they're going to probably sign another old-ass running back to go in there. The wide receiver position, Marquise Brown, love him. Michael Gallup, Michael Pittman. Okay, I think we actually did the right thing by passing up by passing up some of these receivers, going running back a little bit earlier than I wanted to. I don't have necessarily great running backs, but look at everybody's draft boards. As we look at the boards, hold on. Like, who's really stoked at running back? Although this Krispy Kremes when Jonathan Taylor, Austin Eckler, and DeAndre Swift. But you got Julio and Tyler Lockett. You have two B, I don't know, whatever. That's a good team. I like what we're doing, though. Listen, they took Gesicki. We're fine. I know I'm not supposed to say as much as I do. I can't help it. I think we're going to go. Oh, you know what? No, this is a CeeDee Lamb breakout year. I'm going to go Marquise Brown here. And you know what? We didn't necessarily need to take Marquise Brown, but we did. At the quarterback position, we could certainly go with Tom Brady. Do we want to risk it again? I think that we do. Because you know what? Running back position, I think we're okay. We've got CEH, Kareem Hunt, Myles Gaskin. We're going to be looking at, did A.J. Dillon, A.J. Dillon, Naheem Hines, two guys that I called out, will be going off the board. J.D. McKissick is here, and we're going to probably try to take him as we're swinging back around through this draft board. We're going to reach here in a matter of minutes. We have Michael Pittman, who's a pretty interesting possibility, but I'm going to go 10 round crazy. Again, hold on. I want you to look into my eyes when I say what I'm about to do. Here's my thing. Everybody has their draft boards, and everybody will look at cheat sheets and cues and everything like that. Understand that it only takes one person to ruin your draft. If somebody drafts a player that you've been waiting for and you're trying to get too cute, don't worry about that. This is the 10th round. Okay? There's not a lot of guys I'm going to be feeling like I'm missing out on. Okay? I feel very comfortable with my team right now. We're building depth. We're trying to have as many good players as possible. We know that not everybody is going to work out. And as we walk out of our drafts, we'll be feeling great about certain players. Like, oh, this is a can't miss play, or, and then during the season, you're like, this guy sucks, or his production sucks, or whatever, and it doesn't work out. So what we're going to do right here, let me switch it back to the board. Oh, we're going way off. We're going off the menu. Hey, there's our guy, Darnell Mooney. Yeah, we're taking him. We're not missing out on Darnell Mooney. Just so I can get cute and sit here and screw around. Oh my, you got to be kidding me. You have got to be kidding me. So if you look at the way this board broke out, I went Darnell Mooney, Rashad Bateman. Yeah, of course it's a homer pick. I'm not gonna try to talk you out of this being anything but a homer pick. I went Darnell Mooney. And the quarterback run, so Joe Burrow goes ahead of Matthew Stafford and Tom Brady. You got Michael Gallup, Michael Pittman, two guys I like, Latavius Murray, Sterling Shepard, Hunter Henry, Mike Williams, Cole Beasley, Devin Singletary, Dallas Goedert, Ravens D, Carlos Hyde, Matthew Stafford, Gus Edwards, Tony Pollard, Tom Brady. God damn. Missed out on a bunch of those quarterbacks. I will probably take a quarterback in the 12th round. I could probably even wait longer, but once the defenses start going off the board, I really do become a little bit concerned that somebody's going to draft the backup. You know what? Okay, I'm not even going to screw around. Let me just get Tannehill. Fine. I don't want to mess around. Oh my God damn it. This is why you don't do that. Damn it. Rank. Redo. Can I read it? That's bullshit. I'm not going to do that. Okay, this is, again, all right. One of the best values on the board right now, J.D. McKissick is a running back that I absolutely love. Absolutely love him. I think that is a guy that you should be targeting in your drafts. If Antonio Gibson's toe, even if he's healthy and he gets to camp, toe injuries are so difficult. Oh my God. How did I not? Oh, I'm so stupid. I am so stupid. This is why we mock draft, people. I got caught up in the emotion of like, I'll just take Rob. What happened to me? What happened to me? This is June. This is the kind of stuff that happens. And I know all the haters are going to be able to come out and be like, see, Rank's a clown. Guy doesn't know what he's doing. Son of a bee. I know I'm really upset over JD McKissick not being there. I think JD McKissick, God, that is one of my 0 RB all-stars. Oh my gosh. Hold on. Let me switch you back to the board. Dang it. Gabe Davis. Love him as a sleeper too, by the way. By the way, if I didn't have Devonta Smith, I would take a run at Jalen Reagor. I don't know why Nelson Aguilar is still available this late. I mean, who is going to be? It's going to be Jacoby Meyer? It's going to be somebody else? All right. So we still have, look at some of these running backs who are available on the board. Jamal Williams. You know what? God, I should take Jamal Williams. They love Jamal Williams in Detroit. So I will take Jamal Williams there. And as we start to see some of these running backs coming off the board, Damian Williams is a nice pick right there. I like that. I do like Tariq Cohen, Phillip Lindsay, Deshaun Watson. Why not? See, now a lot of the backup quarterbacks are happening. So what I should have done is, if you could see my board, let me highlight my picks. I took Ryan Tannehill. Should have taken J.D. McKissick. Odds are Tannehill would have fallen back to this spot and would have taken him here. I would have missed out on Jamal Williams. Actually, Jamal Williams, it's not the end of the world. Actually, I don't think that's a bad play at all. This is, by the way, half-point PPR, so I feel pretty good about that. Jamison Crowder, Rashad Penny, T.Y. Hilton, Christian Kirk, Russell Gage, Jalen Reagor, Nelson Aguilar was a guy I was looking at. But it's okay. It is okay. So one of the players I'm going to draft right now is I'm going to go with Kenneth Gainwell. One of my sleeper picks. I think that he can translate to be a pretty nice value there for the Philadelphia Eagles this season. So I feel very comfortable with him. I think that, he was kind of a surprise pick for me. Number one, I just wanted Miles Sanders to be healthy and to be loved and to go out there and be a guy who, I still think that Miles Sanders could be a very good running back in this league, but apparently the Philadelphia Eagles have other ideas. It doesn't matter who the regime is, but it feels like the Eagles have other ideas on that. I should probably take Savon Ahmed, but, we're not going to go. Hold on. Let me pull up the board again. Sorry. Just so you guys can see. Should have waited for DC. Henry Ruggs. Listen, I'm not mad at Henry Ruggs. You know what? We really do need to take an opportunity to look at some of these guys. So John Brown is still available. Denzel Mims. Looking at some of these second-year guys who might break out. And as I'm looking at this board, as I'm looking at the wide receivers right now, Denzel Mims, even though they signed Corey Davis, I still think that at this point of your draft board, unless, let's see, is Ruggs? Ooh, Elijah Moore is there too. Jacoby Myers is there. That's somebody to look at. God. So even more so, Amon-Ra St. Brown is going to be our guy. We'll put him in there. Oh my God. We should have had another pick. All right. Well, this is the team that came up. I don't know if I can blow this up. Oh my God. I could have blown this up all along. I am so sorry, everyone. Listen, this is my first time using this. So cut me some slack. All right. I'm sorry. Oh, that was dead air. Sorry about that. All right. So this is the team as constructed right now. We have Ryan Tannehill, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, Kareem Hunt. Not a bad start. A.J. Brown, Chris Godwin, Travis Kelce. Love that a lot. Myles Gaskin. Will Fuller. When you look at some of the guys, and this is a 12-team league. when you look at some of the guys we have backfilling, Devonta Smith, Marquise, Hollywood Brown, Darnell Mooney, and Amon-Ra St. Brown. And, we left a couple of guys on the board that were still there and available as well. I think that we probably could have passed up on Will Fuller. I don't know who we would have taken at that point. But, all right, now I know I can blow this page up a little bit too. But I think that was it overall. Not a bad team. I think this team would be a very agreeable, solid. All right, Jay. By the way, thanks to Jay for jumping in from his job. Hope we didn't get him fired or anything like that. But that's pretty much what I was thinking through this very early mock draft. And now that I'm starting to work with the technology a little bit, we can start making this a little bit of a tradition on Mondays. Go through some of this stuff. You know what? Appreciate everybody hanging out. Good luck to you. Grade. Oh, yeah. You know what? Okay, listen. Tea time. Which I know isn't your name, but why don't I go ahead and just address that? Yeah, one of the things that you'll notice, Travis Kelce, we were picking at spot 110. The reason I've been doing this for the last couple of years is Travis Kelce, compared to the other tight ends who are going to be available, the drop-off is so significant that, to me, Travis Kelce should be the top pass catcher taken off the board. If you look at last year, and you look at Michael Thomas, who is likely the first wide receiver off the board for you last year. If you look at your team and if you substituted Travis Kelce for Michael Thomas, now you might have had both guys, but if you substituted Travis Kelce for Michael Thomas and let's say you took Devontae Adams or Stephon Diggs in the second round, well, suddenly your team looks a little bit different, looks a little bit better, which is what we're banking on here. We're hoping Travis Kelce will continue to be the guy that we always think that he's going to be or that he's been. Kansas City has rebuilt their offensive line. They're coming off a Super Bowl loss. This is going to be a motivated team. I really like Travis Kelce in this situation. I like him better than any pass catcher because the top pass catcher the top wide receiver I got was A.J. Brown, which to me should be the top wide receiver off the board. So I ended up getting the top tight end and the top wide receiver. I could have waited to see if Travis Kelce fell to me in the second round. But where we were drafting, we had our choice between A.J. Brown, Stephon Diggs, and DeAndre Hopkins. Now, time will tell if I made the right choice or not. But I do believe, getting Travis Kelce, I did have some wiggle room, knowing that I was still going to get a stud at the wide receiver position, and then not having to panic, because if there's a run on tight end and I miss out on Waller, and I miss out on Kittle, does that mean I overdraft Kyle Pitts? Do I hope that TJ Hawkinson or Mike Gesicki comes through this season? To me, Travis Kelce is one of the safest picks on the board. That's why I went with them, and I think it's a very solid strategy to build your team. Now, if I had been at the top of the board, I would have been taking Christian McCaffrey or Saquon Barkley or somebody like that. But considering where I was at the end of the first round, I thought it was very prudent to make Travis Kelce the top pick for me, and then I built my roster out accordingly, and I don't think we suffered. I don't think we suffered at any other position. I think we got a solid quarterback. We got good running backs, good receivers. So I'm very happy with this team. Thanks, everybody, for joining us. We'll do this again next week. And other than that, be safe. Leave a grade. Leave a grade. Fantasy Pros gave me a B. Let me know what you thought of this draft. Tell me I'm a clown. I don't care. Thank you for joining us, and we will see you next week.